freeway killers. Now, more than ever,
it is important to remember the true meaning of Christmas.
All the children on the street hope they get something good to eat. But for me, it's not so great. Fuck Christmas! Fuck Christmas!
Garbage Day!
Huh? No!
I left 5 minutes ago.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were. Now you're going on Santa's list and you're getting nothing.
Fuck you, Santa!
Hey!
He's making a list, he's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's a fucker.
And nobody's getting fucked!
Christmas. Whether you're from a crazed, devout Christian family in the country or a strictly atheist family in the city, everybody loves Christmas. Well, besides the Jews. I don't think the Muslims really like Christmas that much either. And Scientologists, what the fuck do they even celebrate? And my friend Mike, he's got some problems with Christmas. But Christmas, whether you celebrate it to commemorate the alleged birth of Jesus, or you celebrate it in honor of raw pagan ass fucking, or if you just do a corporate Christmas with presents and turkey, Christmas is a time of year that I believe everybody looks forward to. Well, not Mike, he's like the Grinch and Hitler combined. It's kind of concerning, actually. I can honestly say Christmas is probably the one holiday that I've never had a bad one of. I've had some shitty birthdays, I've had shitty Valentine's days, shitty Easters, shitty Guy Fawkes days, but Christmas, although some have been better than others, has been relatively consistent in the quality department. One tradition that I have amidst all the turkey or ham eating and present opening is watching some of my favorite Christmas episodes of some of my favorite television shows. So today, for my one tie-in Christmas video, I've decided to list off my personal 5 must-watch Christmas episodes. Why only 5? Well, I'm not gonna lie to you, Christmas is fun and all, but I'm not really all that festive. I'm a casual, I guess. But nevertheless, I watch these Christmas episodes as part of my minimal Christmas festivities, so let's take a look at what my top 5 favorite Christmas episodes are. Coming in at number 5, we have Merry Christmas Charlie Manson from Season 2 of South Park. I have a lot of words to say about South Park, but I'm not going to say them here. All I really have to say is I love the first 3 to 4 seasons of the show before it started getting way too topical. Something about the outrageousness of the show in its infancy just fucking makes me laugh every time. Cartman getting an anal probe? Sure. Mr. Garrison trying to kill Kathy Lee Gifford? Why not? An episode that flat out is a remake of the Star Trek, the original series episode Dagger of the Mind? Okay. It had a few Christmas episodes, like the Mr. Hanky one, but honestly, my favorite Christmas episode is Merry Christmas Charlie Manson. Basically, the boys go with Cartman and his mother to Cartman's grandmother's house for Christmas, and we see Cartman's whole fucked up family. His uncle breaks out of jail and hides out in the basement, and he's with none other than Charlie Manson. The whole shtick with Manson being there, just with the kids, is fucking outrageous enough.
How would you like to come with me to a more secluded part of the mall?
But then they give him this arc where he realizes the errors of his ways through the spirit of Christmas, which ends with him surrendering to the police and singing a song, which, as the boys point out,
dude, this is pretty fucked up right here,
is exactly that. I'm not gonna do honorable mentions at the end. If there's an honorable mention I need to mention, I'll probably do it within each entry. And honestly, of all the South Park Christmas episodes, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Hanky's Christmas Classics, which is a musical episode, and I absolutely love it, but this one just beat it out just a little bit.
Well, you know what you are? You're a little bitch. That's right, you're a bitch, and I'd bet you'd like to suck it, wouldn't you?
Coming in at number 4, we have Beavis and Butthead Do Christmas. It was pretty hard for me to figure out whether this or the South Park one would be in which spot, 4 or 5, but I had to put this one ahead just a little bit more, as I have a bit more nostalgia and connection to it. I had this on tape, and I gave it to my friend Andrew for his birthday, and no, his birthday isn't anywhere near Christmas, so based on that little tidbit, it gets placed up a bit. Beavis and Butthead Do Christmas was a special that featured a Christmas Carol parody with Beavis, and an It's a Wonderful Life parody with Butthead. It ran an hour long, and also features the duo watching some Christmas-themed music videos, and it has a funny little viewer mail segment. One thing that particularly makes me laugh is how Beavis's Christmas Carol thing is centered all around him trying to whack off to a porn tape, and that's just so Beavis. Like, I love Beavis and Butthead. This Christmas special is no exception. So, this holiday season, if you feel like seeing some absolute trash, check it out. They did another Christmas episode as well, and I do like that one, but this one has all the fanfare and the hour-long runtime to make it seem like a special episode.
Hey, Butthead, do I have to have this thing in my mouth?
Shut up, Beavis, you're a reindeer.
Coming in at number 3, we have Blackadder's Christmas Carol. Full disclosure, I love British comedy. It's so dry and witty, and Blackadder takes that and mixes it with a healthy dose of historical fiction. Season 1 was set during the Middle Ages, 2 during the Renaissance, and 3 during the Georgian era. Blackadder's A Christmas Carol, which was made between seasons 3 and 4, takes place in the Victorian era. It's an inversion of the classic Dickens story, which features the Blackadder of this era being a kind-hearted and generous man who people take advantage of, leaving him broke and with nothing on Christmas Eve. That night, Blackadder is visited by a ghost of Christmas, who shows him his ancestors' Christmas antics and shows him a possible future. Blackadder learns that if he were to start being bad, his descendant in the distant future would become supreme ruler of the universe, so he decides to turn into a Scrooge, getting even with all the people that screwed him over in the beginning. However, Queen Victoria hears about his kind nature earlier on and decides to award him a cash prize for his kindness. I won't give away the ending, but it's pretty fucking great. This is an absolute must. I only really watch Blackadder every couple of years, but the Christmas special is literally every fucking Christmas, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Just makes me kind of sad that most people in the West know him more for Mr. Bean than Blackadder, because yeah, Mr. Bean's good, but it really doesn't take advantage of his ability to just spit dialogue in the best way possible. Rowan Atkinson is so good at being a sarcastic, dry asshole, and the fact that he's not known for that worldwide, it just kind of upsets me. So check this out, and if you can get into this kind of humor, I suggest you check out the whole fucking Blackadder series, because that man is a fucking gem.
Oh, Doofface, how about a penny for the season?
Hark! Do I hear the voice of a darling little cherub at the window?
Okay, so coming in at number 2, I couldn't pick. You know I love The Simpsons. I picked Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire, Marge Be Not Proud, and Skinner's Sense of Snow, because there's just a connection to be made between every single one of these episodes, and I'll go over why in this little clip. Yeah, this is a cop-out. These 3 Simpsons Christmas specials are essential, though. The first one's really only on here on the basis that it's the first full-length Simpsons episode ever made, and the ending where they get Santa's Little Helper is sweet and iconic. But the second one is really the all-time classic main event. The catalyst is basically Bart wants a video game, and he isn't gonna get it, his mom won't buy it for him, so he steals it from a department store and is caught. And when Marge finds out, she's not mad, she's disappointed, and that's so much worse. Basically, it's sort of a coming-of-age story. At the beginning, Bart is irritated with Marge treating him like he's a little kid, but after she finds out he was stealing, she starts treating him more like he's old, and Bart starts to feel like he took it for granted. The episode also just caps everything great off with that conclusion with the picture, and then the classic Lee Carvello's putting challenge gag. Skinner's Sense of Snow is probably what I would consider one of the last great episodes of the series. The kids show up to school on the last day before Christmas break, and none of the teachers have showed up, so Skinner decides to show them this really bad low-budget Christmas movie about
a grinchy little character who tries to steal Christmas.
And honestly, that little bait and switch fucking still makes me laugh like I've never seen it before. I love it. The kids get snowed in. Skinner starts taking control of the situation like he would if he were a drill sergeant. This backfires, the kids turn on him and subject him to some cruel and unusual punishment. Flanders and Homer come to the rescue after being knocked out by car exhaust and save the day.
With a little help from our friend Sodium Chloride.
This one's more so on here due to nostalgia. I remember my friend Trent had the Simpsons Christmas DVD, that like bargain bin release, and we would laugh at the bad movie that Skinner showed. It was so good. It's a bit past the little cutoff date for what I would consider prime Simpsons, but it's still ingrained in my memory. All of these Simpsons Christmas episodes are all-time classics, but notably absent is Miracle on Evergreen Terrace. Well, I do like parts of this episode. It's just really weird and off-brand for this period of the show. It feels like a much later episode than it is, so I chose to exclude it, as I often find myself skipping this one and going straight to Skinner's Sense of Snow.
Oh, he's been singing for 2 hours.
You're probably thinking, what in God's name is Otto going to put above The Simpsons? He loves The Simpsons. He fucking sings its praises whenever he gets the chance to. Unfortunately, there is one Christmas episode that I place above this as my all-time favorite Christmas classic, and it's the Batman the Animated Series episode Christmas with the Joker. Okay, no, I like that one, but it's number 6. That's the honorable mention. My number 1 Christmas episode is none other than... A Very Sunny Christmas. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is one of my absolute favorite sitcoms of all time. It's up there with Seinfeld, Married with Children, and Titus. And while its quality has been on a steady decline, every few years I find myself binging seasons 1 to 8. A Very Sunny Christmas puts that dark humor that Sunny is always known for and mixes it with holiday cheer to create my absolute favorite Christmas episode of all time. There's 2 plots, which that's pretty much every Sunny episode. The first plot centers around Dennis and Dee, who remember Christmas not being so great for them because Frank would always give them nothing, trick them into thinking they had presents in order to break them down and teach them that they have to work if they want things. This leads Dennis and Dee to find Frank's former business partner, who he screwed over, to pull a little Christmas Carol type thing on him. And on the other side of things, we learn that Mac's parents would break into houses on Christmas morning and steal presents from people, and Charlie recollects a strange memory about a bunch of Santas showing up to give him presents, who would then go into his mother's room to cheer her up, which of course he realizes they were actually banging her because his mother was a prostitute. What makes It's Always Sunny so great is just the rich history of the characters in it, and this episode, despite being a one-off Christmas special, really adds to that development by showing how fucked up all the main characters had it on Christmas. This episode is just complete fucking pandemonium. Mac is trying to atone for his parents robbing this kid that he knew on Christmas. Dennis and Dee try to prove that nobody likes Frank because he's an asshole, and one thing leads to another and he comes out of a couch naked. And my favorite part is when Charlie goes absolutely insane over the revelation that his mother was a prostitute for a bunch of dudes dressed as Santa, and attempts to murder a mall Santa by biting his jugular out. Like, my fucking god, this whole sequence actually makes me laugh so hard every time I see it. And when Frank finally sees the errors of his ways after a car accident and a nice little claymation dream sequence, he gets everybody the present they wanted, only for his former business partner, who the whole time was going on about being a born-again Christian, to rob the whole gang at gunpoint and take all their presents and ruin Christmas. It ends with the crew just throwing rocks at trains, which is what Mac and Charlie would have done anyway. So I guess it's a kinda happy ending. It's a bittersweet ending. This fucking Christmas special is just like epic. I love it. It's like kind of bordering on like being traditional and anti-Christmas at the same time. All the characters are fucking great as usual, and I just fucking love it. I'm gonna probably watch this actually right now after I record this, and I already watched it before I fucking recorded it. All of these Christmas episodes that I've mentioned are so fucking comforting, no matter how mean-spirited they may be or how wholesome they may be. It's a good mix of Christmas specials, and if you haven't seen them, or you have seen them and are just lost on what to watch this holiday season, that's my recommendation. Those are my picks. Check them out. You may not like what I have to say, but it does not change the fact that I am the realest guy on the internet. Merry fucking Christmas, everyone. Generation Y Entertainment out.
Did you fuck my mom?
What do you mean?
Did you fuck my mom, Santa Claus? Did you fuck my mom? No. Did you fuck her? No. Did you fuck my fucking mom? Did you fuck my mom, Santa? Yeah! He's biting my leg! Charlie, get him off the
You better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. 'Cause I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. He's making a list, he's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's a fucker. And nobody's getting fucked up.